Right then, Andrew, this is something that we're trialling called cartoon case law, where we use AI-generated cartoons, a lot of which may be quite weird, to explain important or interesting employment cases.
Yeah, let's see how popular it is, shall we?
Indeed, so what's up first?
First up is one of my favourite employment law cases.
You got favourite employment law cases?
Oh yeah, absolutely. And hopefully we'll be covering them more in the next couple of weeks.
Right, so stop keeping us in suspense.
Okay, yeah. So this is quite an interesting employment law case, which I think a lot of people will be surprised at. I talk about quite regularly with employers. It's quite surprising to some. So it's a case of Mr. Money. Sounds like a Mr. Man, doesn't he? Money?
We do not need a reason to start laughing.
Mr. Money, he was employed by Coral, the betting company, and he was he was an area manager in charge of 19 shops. He had an assistant, and the two of them were the only two to have access to the safe, which was kept in the head office.
Okay, I think I can see where this is going.
Indeed. So on the 1st of August 1977, Mr. Money called in the office and then went off on holiday.
1977, so it's an old one.
Yeah, it's an old one, really well established, always good cases to rely on. Anyway, a few days later, whilst evidently he's having a whale of a time, his assistant went into the safe and found that about £1,700 was missing from the safe. He reported this, but there were no indications that either the premises or the safe had been tampered with or broken into.
So it was an inside job then?
And that's the conclusion that Coral came to after they'd investigated it.
He looks less happy there, doesn't he, than when he was summing it up. We actually don't know if he won abroad, but that was the image that the AI gave us, wasn't it?
Yeah, I like that image.
Which one did they point the finger at?
Well, both of them.
Oh, so did they think they were in it together then?
Possibly, but more likely that it was just one of them.
So they pursued it with two of them, thinking that one of them was probably totally innocent.
Yeah, that's right. Coral said that since there was no indication at the inquiry which of them was responsible, they both called to disciplinary hearings and they were both dismissed. Coral said that since there was no indication at the inquiry which of you was responsible for the cash deficit, we had no alternative but to instantly dismiss both of you.
What, so both of them were sacked even though it was just one of them?
Yeah.
Okay, what happened after that then?
So Mr. Money went to the industrial tribunal, as it was called back then, but he lost. The tribunal found it was reasonable for Coral to sack both of them when they did not know which one of them was guilty. They said that the employers had solid and sensible grounds to infer or suspect dishonesty in both of them.
I'm guessing Mr. Money appealed.
Of course he did. Now, the Employment Appeal Tribunal dismissed Mr. Money's appeal overall because Coral also argued some sort of issue with his record keeping. But that bit's boring to me. The bit that interests me is this issue about whether they could sack both of them without knowing which one of them was actually guilty. The appeal tribunal found it was unreasonable for Coral to do this.
So he lost and he appealed again,
yeah,
right?
So he appealed again, this time to the Court of Appeal. He lost at the Court of Appeal. The interesting point is that the Court of Appeal disagreed with the Employment Appeals Tribunal's view and agreed with the initial tribunal's view. They decided that if an employer reasonably believes that a theft is the work of more than one employee but cannot distinguish between them, they can reasonably dismiss both of them.
Hang on, right, so that means if you and I were both working together in the office, you take £20 from petty cash, and because it was just as easily been me as it was you, we could both get sacked.
Yeah, so you could lose your job even though you were totally innocent in everything. Morally unfair, of course, but legally very much fair according to this case.
I can't think of anything less fair than that.
Okay, so what about a situation where there's 3 potential suspects, 2 get sacked, the one who doesn't is the daughter of the owner.
Oh yeah, is that a real case? Can we do that one next?
It is a real case, and yes, let's do it. Let's do that one next.
Amazing. Hope you enjoyed that, guys. That's it. That's our cartoon case law. If you did, please like, share, comment, save, and let us know in the comments what you think. Any tribunal cases you want us to cover also. Bye from me.
Bye, Amy.